coffee, we have a GMA consumer alert for you this morning. New government findings are raising some important questions about pesticides on fresh fruit. According to the Chicago Tribune, tests by the Department of Agriculture last year found more than 50 pesticides on domestic and imported peaches, some above federal limits. So the question is, how widespread is this problem? That's where we bring in consumer correspondent Elizabeth Leamy to get to the bottom of it for us. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Chris. Listen, an FDA analysis found that 2/3 of imported and domestic produce did not contain pesticide residue. That's good, right? But what about the other third? We're going to show you the fruits and vegetables that most often do contain pesticide residue. The Environmental Working Group dubbed them the Dirty Dozen, 12 fruits and vegetables that are most likely to contain pesticide residue. The group, which often criticizes government for not doing enough, actually got this data from government test results.
Some fruits and vegetables can have 9 different pesticides on a single serving.
Peaches top the list, and the group says that's because they require a lot of pesticides to grow. Next up, apples, bell peppers, celery, nectarines, strawberries, cherries, kale, and lettuce. Imported grapes are number 10. Experts say produce from overseas often contains more pesticides. Rounding out the list, carrots and pears.
And these are fruits and vegetables that have generally been washed and peeled, and they're still contaminated with pesticides. This is what we're eating.
Yeah. Environmental groups say pesticides can be carcinogenic, harm our nervous systems, and alter our hormones. But statistics show the vast majority of fruits and vegetables that do contain pesticide residue have only tiny trace amounts allowed by the government. The American Council on Science and Health, a group that often defends chemical use, says pesticide fears are overblown.
Pesticides have been studied and studied and studied, and the approved use of pesticides in this country in agriculture do not present a health risk to Americans.
So whether you are worried about pesticides or not, produce does need to be washed properly for soil, for bacteria, etc. And the latest advice is that soaking is not enough, that you really want the motion, the action of that running water to pull the debris away. And experts say a quick scrub, but a firm one on firm fruit with a vegetable brush is key. And one recent study showed that a solution of vinegar and water is very effective in getting pesticides and other things off of produce, Chris.
Vinegar and water, very good. Thank you very much, Elizabeth Leamy. There is that list of produce we want to look out for, and if you want it, you go to abcnews.com. It's right there.
And coming up, so